This exhibition commemorates the conclusion of a 5-year project that we've been running here at Cambridge. So Lara, would you tell us a little bit about that project?
Yes, the project was funded by the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, and it was intended to create records for the online library catalogue of all the holding of the library of Incunabula. The library had a printed catalogue of the books, but to be up with the times, it needed to have records of these books in the online catalogue. Therefore, they call it for specific projects or for the cataloguing of these books. And as they were doing that, they wished to have a full cataloguing of the books, not just a short title kind of cataloguing with the author, titles, printers, the date, and so, but focusing primarily on the copy-specific information. For copy-specific, we intend all the annotations or the decoration or the bindings, all the features that being added to each book after its production in the workshop.
So it's sort of the individual history of each individual copy, so who owned it and where it went and where it was bound, those sorts of things.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that fits very, very neatly with the topic of the exhibition, doesn't it?
Exactly, yes. The exhibition was actually focused on all these elements, some of which have newly surfaced during the course of the project. So basically we look at what happened to each book after it was produced as it came out from the printing shop. Every single book may become a different object according to who was the first owner, whether this owner was rich enough to afford the work of an illuminator or just a rubricator, or it couldn't afford any, so it might only add the title on his own hand. Whether the owner was a student at the university or a professor who might add his own comments to the text. So each book really becomes an object with which provide different information.
So in the exhibition we've got everything from the sort of the books of kings and queens down to the scribbles of schoolboys.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. All these little annotation in the margins that really bring the books to life and make each book an individual object with its own history, which is different from any other.
This is our copy of the Gutenberg Bible, the first book printed with movable type, the first substantive book printed with movable type. And it demonstrates lots of the sorts of features that we talk about in the exhibition, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We have to remember that this book, as it came out of the printing shop of Gutenberg in Mainz, was just a black and white object.
So none of this was present in the printed
None
copy.
of this is present. What Gutenberg's collaborators did was to just print the text and leave white spaces for the titles to be added by professional scribes and spaces for the initials to be provided by professional illuminators. Usually those early printed texts, and certainly the Gutenberg Bible, was copied from an exemplar, which was a manuscript. These little hash marks that point to a sort of stroke in the middle of a line had been noticed by Paul Needham, an eminent scholar of the incunables, and he noticed that probably these were used as to sign the mark the division of another text, and that that indicated to him that this very copy was used in a printing shop as the exemplar. So in this case, this book was used as the exemplar for another edition, a subsequent edition. And the only edition that so much the number of leaves of the Gutenberg Bible, which is 643, was an edition by a Strasbourg printer called Heinrich Eggestein. And it's the only one that could match the Gutenberg Bible because it for almost exactly the same number of leaves. If you look at the marks here, the stroke pointing to the word orazione, just at the end of the prologue, and here you have the word orazione at the end of the prologue in Eggestein Bible. We have the end of this page in Eggestein Bible ends with the Domo David, and here we have the same stroke
corresponding with the Gutenberg Bible.
And also an art historian had previously identified the illumination of this particular copy of Gutenberg as probably executed in Strasbourg, which should fit perfectly with the story of this book.
So here we have these copy-specific features, these pieces of evidence of use and decoration and so on, all neatly coming together to tell us a story about the production of one of the earliest printed Bibles. It's a fantastic story. Yes. And both of these books are on display in the exhibition?
They are both there, side by side as they are here now.
Fantastic. Thank you, Lara.